Let's get some insights in the news shaping the markets. For that, we welcome in Jonathan Corpina of Meridian Equity Partners. Glad you are here with us today. The volatility, last week was the worst week since April. Monday, was the best day since June. We've had a lot of back and forth. What do you make of it?
Right, and go back the week before and the week before and the week before, how this market has had a tremendous run up. And we've been talking about what is going to be that catalyst to turn this market, flip it from going green to red. We have to keep a few things in perspective. One is we've built in so much of a cushion into this market that it's bound to have some sort of pullback. I'm not talking about a massive sell-off, but I'm talking about these 1%, 1.5% moves to the downside, and that's what we continue to see. We also continue to see a tremendous amount of volatility in our markets due to multiple factors. We're waiting for the Fed, and that has been kicked the can down the road all of 24, and it's going to continue to get kicked down the road. We are currently in our earnings season, and outlook moving forward is very tepid. We continue to look at our economic data, which some numbers are hot, some numbers are cold, which all plays into the Fed. We've got our geopolitical issues that continue to be there. We've got our own political issues that continue to be here. So yes, this market should be volatile based on all of those factors that are there. We're going to continue to have this volatility because all the things that I just mentioned are not going to get rectified in a very short period of time.
We didn't have much reaction to Biden stepping aside for, the nomination and moving forward with elections. Some people thought maybe Monday would have a big reaction. It did not. What we are seeing and what I'm hearing still is people are trying to hold on to optimism. But some people come on and say, I see tech down 10%. I see semis down 10, 15%. Do you think that we could have dramatic moves like that? And would you buy on that kind of move?
Well, I think anytime you get a pullback of anywhere from 10 to 15% in an individual stock or sector, yes, because it is an opportunity to buy. Because as we've seen historically and as we've seen the pattern, it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So I'm not convinced we're in the fully 1 step back at this point. We're going to have to see a little bit more pressure on that market. But clearly those are opportunities. And when it comes to the political factor of it, I think everybody was pricing in a Trump-Biden election. And the uncertainty now of how it's going to play out with Biden stepping out, Harris going to be apparently the nominee. I think her vice presidential pick is going to be important. I think people are waiting to see who she picks there. But over the next, 20-something days as we get to the Democratic National Convention, a lot is going to happen, a lot is going to change. And I think people are uncertain about that, rightfully so. Right. And that doesn't mean sell your portfolio, get out of the markets. It just means people who are making tweaks to their portfolios, people who are looking for the longer term trades, they're going to wait a little bit longer until they have some sort of conviction of what that ticket is going to look like. And then we're going to have to play the calendar from mid-August to election day of how those polling numbers look, what traction each party is getting, and how that plays out. And just keep in mind, polling numbers are polling numbers. They're not true. Go back to 2016. Hillary Clinton was favored to win 70% over Donald Trump. We all went to bed thinking Hillary was going to be elected president. We woke up to Donald Trump being elected president. So the polling numbers, I don't think any of us, wherever you stand in this, can hang our hats too much on those polling numbers.
Right. All right. And people are waiting to see, which administration takes over, because energy could go up or down. Up if Democrats have it, down if the Republicans have it. I mean, according to the guests, that's what they tell me. Yesterday I was talking to Bill Lee.
An interesting thing that's changed from last week to this week. We had Donald Trump and Biden running for president. We knew whoever got elected was going to be a one-term president. Right? Because Trump has already had his. Biden would be finishing his second. This does change that landscape a little bit. If Trump wins, he has one. If Harris wins, she has the potential to have 2. So I think on a longer term basis, that does play into it.
Yeah, and look, there's no clarity or guarantee that she will follow Biden's card. She can, go rogue and do whatever she wants.
As she can.
So that being said, so energy seems to be at least one area that could be driven one way or another. Corporate taxes would be another. So just wondering about the economy. We just saw some manufacturing numbers out of Germany, a little weaker. Everybody's waiting on durable goods here at home tomorrow. How do you think our economy is faring? We'll get the labor market next Friday. and such. PCE this Friday. How do you think our economy is doing?
I think our economy is doing well under the circumstances, right? Considering we're going to have a change in administration, considering where Fed rates are right now, and the determination of where those are going to go. I think when we're looking at corporate earnings, they're in line where they should be. It's more of the outlook moving forward. And again, going back to what I said in the beginning, there's so much uncertainty for outlook moving forward. Add in supply chain issues, add in geopolitical tensions that are out there that can impact global companies. That uncertainty is going to be impacted into our markets. So overall, I think our economy has done well, considering where we were, how far the pendulum has swung, and where it's coming back to. But I think it's going to take us real time to kind of get through this. It starts with the Fed pricing in right now, September rate cut, but who knows if what's going on in the political scene there, if they're going to change their tune there. I know they are not. They state that they're not politically independent, but who knows how that plays out. So this might get punted out down the road.
Let me ask you this. So we had two big movers today on the heels of earnings. Tesla's down 11.5%. Google's down 3.5%. Would you buy either of these?
Tesla, no. They continue to have problems. They continue to have production problems. They continue to have pricing problems. They thought by cutting some of their prices and adding incentives that would up sales. It hasn't translated to where they wanted. So I think we have to wait in that area there. And also the EV scope. Tesla was the name, right? And now it's branching out to so many different names out there. You can pretty much get any car at this point as either an electric or a hybrid. So I think that marketplace has become a little bit tighter. Google, I think at this point, when you see a pullback in Google like we're seeing, this is an opportunity to start picking away. You are going to be buying it cheap.
Yeah. What kind of other stocks would you put in someone's portfolio at this point that could be winners?
I think financials have been performing well. I think how interest rates play out is going to be interesting, but it seems like from the rotational side, financials have been coming into play. And look at how the Russell has performed. The Russell has been such a major lagger. We've had record highs in S&P and NASDAQ, and Russell is way back in the background.
Right.
Russell is kind of making its way back up again, so some of those small cap names are finally starting to play catch up there.
Yeah, I mean, there was a short squeeze, too, on those small caps. Today, we are seeing them down about 0.5% right now. You mentioned the financials. Don Kaufman, who's coming up next, is going to talk about Morgan Stanley, and he actually has a bearish trade on that one, at least for the near term. Jonathan Corpina, Senior Managing Partner at Meridian Equity Partners. Thank you so much. Good to see you.